Thank you, Chairwoman. Dr. Kusnezov, in your prepared testimony, you talked about how the DOE national labs have a history of research collaboration and the ability to confront short and long-term complex science challenges. Hold that thought in mind for just 1 second. Ms. MacCallum, you said you talked to a vet who felt a stigma when trying to interact with
going out, in socializing, in being in a wheelchair and trying to get around people and feeling that he was, quote, in the way.
Perfect. Mr. Wordin, you listed all of the causes of suicide, and you have that list available for us where we can get that later. Anxiety, depression. Was stigma one of those causes?
No, but stigma is one of the reasons why they don't receive VA medical services.
Okay, thank you. Now, Dr. Kusnezov, back to you. The DOE has a history of working with some of those other agencies. We said earlier, I think, quite frankly, Mr. Wordin, you said that the VA has trouble working with outside groups. Well, I would proffer up the point that the Department of Energy does not, and they do a lot of good research. So I'm coming back to you, Doctor. I've got a point to this dialogue here. How does the department and the national labs benefit from performing data analytics and computational research on behalf of the VA? And then how do we meld this problem together? We'll come back to you all later. Go ahead.
Thank you. That's the right question to ask. For us, the data with its unique complexity that comes with subject matter experts, that is curated by experts, brings with it a team of specialists that allows us to attack the artificial intelligence and technology challenge with our experts. And so the meeting, the intersection happens at that place where we look at the priority questions that the Veterans Administration has surfaced. We bring together the technology specialists, the hardware, the software, the engineers, and ask, how do we answer those questions?
And many times those are outside industry and groups. Keep going.
Yes. So the nexus is the two agencies coming together. We draw from the breadth of the laboratories. We engage the private sector and academia as needed. We bring in as many people as we can because we recognize it's going to be an all-of-the-above type of activity to answer these priority areas that the Veterans Administration has defined.
So, I mean, actually, that's a perfect marriage, if you will, and that we have that ability and we're able to do that, and then thereby do away with the stigma, do away with the non-ability to not work with outside groups, and to make this as seamless as possible. I'm still going to come back to you for one more. These research partnerships have the potential to accelerate scientific breakthroughs in healthcare delivery systems and sciences. Should the department replicate this model in other fields of research, and what steps can we as Congress take to facilitate that?
So I think the answer is yes in terms of replication. Our focal point right now has been on the veterans' health data and on the precision medicine data set because of its unique complexities, because it comes with annotations, with handwritten notes, with data streams and imagery and the collections of multimodal data that talks to a situation in unique ways that was going to test how we develop predictive technologies, artificially intelligent-based computing. When we start to get our head around what those hardware and software technologies are, these are ones we want to apply to other areas. But we find that the highest leverage opportunity for us is around this data set because it draws in so many other partners who want to come, who want to participate, and it's a force multiplier for our activities.
Well, that brings me to another question then. So do you see any problems with the DOE and the VA working together?
No, not at all. On the beginning of April, Secretary Perry and Acting Secretary Wilkie did sign a new MOA to work together that we have started to implement now. It identifies more data than we already have resident that we plan to aggregate, so we have a very nice path forward.
What process would you use to report back to Congress in other words, to say, look, this is working, we're making huge steps in the right direction? How do we get that from you?
I think at your discretion, coming to you with the VA side by side would be an effective means to do that.
Okay. Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to go ahead and yield back at this time.